All right. Good morning, crocheters. So the background is a little different today because I am at my in-laws' house, and so I am, sitting on my sister-in-law's bed with my stuff all around me and I'm using my husband's computer. So hopefully this all works. Right. So anyway, yeah. Today what we have to talk about is koalas, which, I mean, we've been talking about them for a little bit now, but it's been going really, really great and having some fun with it. So I want to chat with you guys about that. So you guys have all seen the koala here. We've talked about for a while. Good morning, Rupa and Rachel. And so I had the idea. Good morning, Marty and Jay Garcia. I had the idea, and I talked to you guys about it last week a little bit, that I wanted to try like using the pattern to make different things, using one base pattern and just kind of play with a little bit. Good morning, Jackie and Virgie. Hello, thank you guys all for hopping on. I'm so excited to have you guys. So yeah, so last week I showed you guys the koala lovey. I ended up putting the mouth on because I'd forgotten that. So, so for this one, I used the exact same pattern for like the head and the arms as I did on this one. And then I just attached the arms to the bottom of the head and sewed it on with a button, just like that. So that was one. And then last week I showed you guys just kind of, I'd started on a backpack buddy. So this, just to, I don't know, give you guys a quick rundown. So this koala is made with an 8mm hook and super bulky yarn, so it's size 6. And this one was made with a 4.25mm hook, and the yarn weight is a 4, so it's a medium weight yarn. So it's, I mean, that's a pretty significant difference. And then the one I showed you guys last week, well, I started last week and I hadn't gotten very far, but I did finish, is a backpack buddy. And so if I hold the 3 of them up, like you would get significantly smaller. So the backpack buddy here was made with a size 3 yarn and a 3.5mm hook. And on this guy, for the first time, I did safety eyes because it was just too small, in my opinion, to make eyes and sew them on. So that was what I did there. So real quick, I'm going to answer some questions I'm seeing in here. Rupa asks, is the cow koala? So for the cow, the Christmas in July crochet along, we're going to be doing Darcy Deer. So the koala is just a pattern I'm going to come out with here, hopefully next week. So for those who have been testing the koala here, the very last day to submit your feedback is today. So yeah, I've had tons of feedback and it's been excellent. It's been so good. So yeah, for anyone who's still working on that, just know today's the last day, and then I'll take this next week. Like as it's been coming in, I have been updating the pattern. But like as soon as I get everyone's feedback in, I'm gonna just work on it as fast as I can so that we can get this pattern out. And then it will, like, I think the very latest is going to be next week, Saturday. I'll be able to announce that this pattern is released. And so, yeah, I'm excited for that. So Marty Staples says, could you do a tutorial on the loveys with the buttons? Yeah, we could do that. It's honestly fairly simple, but I recorded some B-roll, some footage of it. So maybe I could make that into a crochet along, not a crochet along, into a tutorial. Whew, I've got a brain. It's just moving slow. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Dakota, and Kim's Crafty Corner. Good morning, everyone. So I do have one other thing that I made using the the koala pattern. So the breakdown we just went through, we've got our koala here. We've got the koala lovey. We've got the backpack buddy, which I thought it was too small to like do the loop stitches in the ears. But I'll be honest, it feels a little bit like a mouse more now than a koala without the loops. So I thought that was kind of sad. But yeah, so those are the three. And then I've been working like big to small. And then we move the opposite direction with this guy. Got a massive koala pillow, which was so fun to make. Well, for this guy, I'm going to set all these other ones down so I can use two arms. So for this guy, I used Bernat Blanket Extra yarn. And it's like if you look at it, I mean, we've got some, like, it's a really thick, thick yarn, and I really enjoyed it. Like going back to using normal Bernat yarn, there was a part of me that was like, this is boring. Like I love how big and chunky it is. And so let me see, I've got a question. Okay. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to checking to see if there was a question I needed to answer right then. Sandy does ask if I order a Bernat blanket online or if I get it in the store, and I have done both. If I can't find it in the store, I will order it online. But I like going to the store because I get really inspired by like the yarn that I see. So I mostly do it in the store. So this guy was made in vapor gray, and I only bought one skein of, well, no, I bought two skeins of gray. I only ended up using one skein, which I was really surprised by, because they're 97 yards. I mean, it's still like is big, all wound up as a normal Bernat blanket yarn, but because the yarn is so thick, you only get 97 yards. So that was really fun. But I didn't want to buy a whole ball of black and a whole ball of white because I didn't know, like, I knew there was just a little bit and I wasn't really going to use that much. And so for the nose and the ears, I triple stranded some regular Bernat blanket to get the same size. So yeah, so that was that. And like if I hold it right next to me, that's like the appropriate size. So yeah, it's a pillow. And most of the other things I've been doing, I followed the pattern like exactly. I guess other than doing the safety eyes on the backpack buddy. But for this guy, I did do something a little bit different. If you look at the depth, he's more like a pillow. He's kind of, kind of squished in like this. And so in the pattern, once you get to about here, there are rows of like single crochet 49 or single crochet 42. And all they do is just like give the depth to it. And so I just took those out and just decreased all the way down. That way it wasn't like huge, and it had more of the pillow like feel. I also used a 15.75 millimeter hook. So it was, so the gauge is pretty loose. Like I can stick my finger in it, like no problem. And one thing I didn't do is I didn't use a nylon because I couldn't imagine getting a nylon this big and making it work. Maybe in the future I would try if there was, I don't know, if I had like an extra pillowcase or something. That way, because like I can reach in here and pull out stuffing. Like I don't know if you guys can see that, but you know, I can because the gauge is loose. I mean, I wouldn't ever want to because I like my work, um, but you can. So that's just something to think about. And then I went ahead and made the eyes with Bernat blanket yarn, and yeah, just stitched them on. So that's all my talking there. So I'm going to say hello to everyone. All right. Jay Garcia says, he's humongous. I love him. Thank you. Good morning, Adele. Hello and hugs to you. Dakota says, I love the pillow. Such a cute idea. Thank you. Michelle says, oh my goodness, that is so awesome. I hope to one day be able to do that just starting out. Very nice. Yeah. Virgie says, oh, that head is huge. I love it. It's so true. It is huge. And good morning, Donna. So Jay, I don't know if you heard, oh, okay, yeah. That I use the 15.75. So it's a Q size hook for this guy. Roxanne says you could just use a pillow form. I'll be honest, I don't know what a pillow form is. Yeah, I don't know. I just crochet stuff. Yeah, Virgie's saying that she was suggesting maybe stuff it with a pillow form or fabric scraps. Yeah, you could do that. Good morning, Deborah. Thank you so much. And Rachel says, when can we expect to see all of the methods, including the doll? So, I guess I'm not exactly sure what you're asking there, Rachel. You could specify a little bit. That would help. Good morning, Casper and Kay. So, I mean, so this one I talked about, we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to do, oh gosh, I've got a brain. It's going to be released by next Saturday at least. I'm planning on making the live announcement that this pattern is up and available for purchase, and then we're going to be donating the proceeds for the first 3 months of purchases to Wire, the wildlife rescue down there that helps with the animals. And okay, so yeah, so that's when this one's going to be coming out. And I'll be honest with the so Rachel goes ahead and she's specifying, saying basically all of the things I've been holding up, like when am I going to come out with these patterns? And so at the moment, my plan is to come out with this pattern, and that's it, really. Good morning, Denisha. And Lucy Rainbows, that is an adorable name. I love it. That is fantastic. So my plan is just to release the koala pattern, and then probably to make a video, not a vlog, but an actual video where I just kind of show you guys. I mean, roughly, I don't know, not like step by step by step, but kind of give some guidance on how you would use this pattern that you've bought to, you know, make this and make this and make this, you know. So these are just kind of extras, bonuses, inspiration, just like something to get the creative juices flowing, so that yeah, so you guys can continue to have fun. That's kind of my plan, you know. So like I took a video of attaching, you know, the arms to the head and sewing the button on here. I did a video on like placing the eyes and like putting on the chain. And then like on this guy, I did kind of, you know, a video talking about how you're going to, you know, not include certain rows and triple stranding certain parts, you know, so it's much more of a, yeah, give you guys inspiration of creative things to do, fun things to try, less about being like super exact. So good morning, Holly. Good morning, everyone. So Jay Garcia says maybe they're talking about a pillow insert for this guy. Yeah, I think that is probably what they're talking about. I just haven't done, you know, this is my first time making a pillow. And of course it looks like an animal because, you know, don't know why I'd make anything else. Good morning, Charmaine. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for the release and what's going on. My plan is that during this next week, in between editing, or in between updating the koala pattern from all of the feedback, and just everything else I've got going on, working on something else so I can show you guys next week. I will be editing the video that talks kind of about the 4 ways to how to get 4 results out of one amigurumi pattern. And so that should be coming up, you know, like right after people are able to buy the pattern, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm a little scatterbrained today. So I want to throw something out there, ask for thoughts, feedback, etc. Good morning, Joseph. I have had kind of 2 name suggestions for the koala, and I hadn't thought of anything necessarily myself. I'm really uncreative when it comes to names, so yeah, I wasn't going to come up with a name myself. So the 2 names I've heard is Lewis, named for the koala that was pulled from the burning tree, because that one's got a lot of traction. And the other one is, and I believe this one was suggested by Cheryl in her email to me after she finished testing, and it was Sam, for one of the firefighters who lost his life fighting the fires down there. So I personally like the name Sam a little bit better than Lewis, but that's one of those things that I will kind of leave up to you guys to vote on and see what you guys think. So probably after this video, I'll put up a poll on the community tab so we can vote and see which one you guys like best. Because I mean, honestly, either of them are really, both of them are really good names. But yeah, I just love to see what you guys think. So that is my thought. So checking out what we've got. Oh, Rachel is saying that Lewis, the koala, also passed away. That's really sad. Yeah. We're getting some votes for Sam. All right. People really liking the name Sam. I do too. Because this, I don't know why exactly, but this koala does feel a little bit more like it's a guy. So, you know, Lou or Sam would both work. Denisha says she doesn't like either of them. That's fair. Oh, and Joe's Web suggests Sam Lewis having 2 names. I kind of like that. Very nice. Good morning, Peggy. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're able to join us live. Good morning, Sandra and Nicole. Oh, Nicole says Samuel Lewis. I kind of like that too. Oh, Denisha says she likes something with a K. That is nice. Tammy says, oh my word, just jumped in. That pillow is awesomely. Thank you. Yeah, this is the pillow. So you can see it again. Good morning, Cynthia. How are you? Oh, she says, I thought today was Friday. I totally get that. I thought I've been in a little bit of a time warp this week, but yeah, it's all good. All right, let's see. Good morning, Christy's Creation. Yeah, Rachel's second Samuel Lewis. I like it too. Like that's really resonating with me. We're getting other ideas for like Christopher the Koala from Sandy. All right. Monica also loves Samuel Lewis. Susan likes Kevin or Casey, things that start with C or start with K. Wow, I have a brain, but it is not present today. I am sorry, folks. I'm doing well, Susan. How are you? Let's see. Jay Garcia says Sam Lewis is cool. I was curious, what's your favorite brand of crochet hook? So my favorite is, oh, I can't even remember the name right now, but I know they can only be found at Hobby Lobby. I might have to get back to you on that one. Good morning, Cheryl. So Cheryl, I don't know if you were here just a second ago when I was telling everyone, yeah, that you suggested the name Sam. So we're getting lots of feedback. People saying that maybe Samuel Lewis would be a good name. And I am really loving it. That's awesome. Let's see. Denise is keeping us in check. She's like, nope, it's Saturday, February 8th. You're absolutely true. Let's see. Let's see, what did Peggy say? Peggy said, wow, I love that as a set. What a nice gift those make. Well, thank you. And we also have the Lovey and the Backpack Buddy because, you know, we've been going crazy koala love over here. Let's see. Let's say, hi, my name is Svetlana in Ukraine. That is a pretty name. Let's see. Jackie says it's a great way to honor the fire victims. Sandy says Samuel Lewis for president. That is hilarious. I love it. Let's see. Awesome. Hello, hello. Oh, Susan says, I'm great. It's 1:30 a.m. here and I'm still awake crocheting. Wow. That is awesome. All right. All right, getting lots of good thoughts here. Emily says, when does the koala pattern come out? This one, I will be announcing its release next week on Saturday. It might come out a little bit earlier. I don't know. But the 15th, there will definitely be a this is out. Like, unless I die or something like that, which, I mean, we're just going to not even go there. Roxanne asks, are they Yarnology hooks? I think they might be. They've got the little flowers on the side. So yeah, that I think they might be a Yarnology hook. So anyway, oh, you guys are great. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of your encouragement. All right, Susan says, my cousin's baby boy, who is 18 months, loves all the animals of yours that I crochet for him. Oh, I love that. All right, Charmaine says she has some of those hooks, the Yarnology. I'm thinking that's what they are. I can't remember right off the top, but that sounds really good. And Denisha says, all right, Samuel Lewis is growing on me. Yeah, I like it. Maybe we won't put it up for a vote. Maybe we'll just say, like, this is what it is, because we've been having such a good time of it here in the chat. In fact, that might be what we do because I'm really liking it. Glam Vixen 87 says your stuffies inspire me to try to start making my own. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that you're feeling inspired to be creative because creativity is the best, I think. Um, let's see. Joe's Web says looking forward to the pattern release. Thank you. Sandy says, so we're spelling it Lewis, Lewis, or Louis? That is a fantastic question. I will actually have to look up and see how, I guess they spell the Lewis koala's name. That way I can just kind of try and keep it correct. Okay. So I'm seeing from the comments with Rachel and Denisha saying that Louis was kind of how the koala's name was spelled. So we'll probably stick with that one. Oh, did I miss a question? I might have on the pillow. So on the pillow, this is Bernat Blanket Extra yarn. So it is a size 7. It's, I don't even know what they call, huge, but I don't know what the name is. But then for the white and the black, so I didn't have to buy full balls of those, I triple stranded the nose and the ears to get the same thickness. So it's yeah, so that was how that was. Oh, happy birthday, Denisha. That's awesome. February, we're actually here at my in-laws' house because it was my father-in-law's birthday on Thursday. So we came and have spent the night and just been hanging out and loving it. So yeah. Jay Garcia says the worst part for me regarding making amigurumi meat is the sewing limbs / pieces together. Yeah, it is true. Susan says she loves the pillow. Thank you so much. Oh, Rachel's saying that the size is called jumbo. The yarn weight is jumbo, so that is good. Good to know. Yeah, so I that is actually one of the reasons why I like using like Bernat blanket yarn for my animals, because as I've been here, like with the backpack buddy and with the Lovey, the yarn is so thin that you have to actually sew the pieces together. Whereas if you're using some of the larger yarn, you can just use a crochet hook, which I prefer. I think it goes faster. And like with this guy, just to sew on the eyes, I think he used a 5.5 millimeter hook or something like that. And I don't know, it just went fast. I definitely prefer doing that. Yes, happy birthday, Denisha. Peggy says, I'm a little new to making animals. However, the first I made was your baby sheep, and I thought it didn't go that well. But to my surprise and delight, everyone that comes to visit wants it. That is awesome. Well, I am glad that it went better than you thought. Let's see. Virgie says, watching this live makes me want to hug that koala. Well, yeah, especially the bigger ones. Like this pillow is fantastic. I really enjoy snuggling it. Let's see. Jane says, hi, Valerie. Just joining you. Loving the koala and the pillow. Is the koala pattern being released? Anxiously awaiting. Very soon. Hopefully not hopefully, by next week, we will officially announce it. I'm hoping that it will actually be done earlier in the week, since today is the last day for testers to get their feedback to me. So it should come quicker. But it will definitely happen at least by the 15th. Judy says also that Choctaw word for bear is Nita, and the Aboriginal name for friend is Boonji. I might have said all of that wrong, but that is really cool. Thank you for for sharing that. Tammy says, this pattern flew off the hook. So glad it did not cause you the stress the deer did. Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah, this one did come super, super fast. It was like one of those things I'm like, I think it was meant to happen because it came so fast. But yeah, the deer, my gosh, that was like 9 months of agony. But it came out well, and I'm still really happy with it. So that's good, right? Let's see. Susan says the yarn for the pillow, is it the next size up from what you normally use? Yes. So I usually use a 6 for, this size, and this is a 7. But it seems it is one step up, but it's kind of a huge jump. Like you don't just double strand to meet the gauge or the kind of the weight of it. You have to triple strand to really make it work. So yes, it is just one. It's awesome. Michelle says Bernat is her favorite yarn. I agree. And thank you for saying my animals are adorable. Let's see. I don't know why I always want to cover his eyes and just snuggle him like this, but that just kind of seems weird. Sandy says, I first saw one of your animals in one of Cynthia's videos. The owl, just stunning. I need to try that. I need that in my life. Oh, that is sweet. And thank you, Cynthia, for making my work and sharing it. You're the best. Jay Garcia says, I saw how you use the hooks to attach pieces together, and I need to try that technique. It works. Yeah, it works really great for me. So I really enjoy that. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been missing some comments, but apparently happy belated birthday to Rachel. That's what Jackie says. And, also I'll say it because happy belated birthday. That's awesome. Oh, that's so sweet. Jay says you're definitely an amigurumi guru / genius. I like that name, amigurumi guru. I need a hat that says amigurumi guru. That would be fun. Now I want to design it for myself. That's so great. Oh, thank you, Rachel. You guys are being so sweet. That's a good question. Susan's, let's see. Susan says, thank you. Yes, I have some of that size, but it's hard to work with, but I find it so soft. Yeah, that's fair. It can be a little challenging. The hook size recommended was an 11.5, and I tried it, and it made it too small, and it was too hard, and it didn't really feel like a pillow. So I jumped up to the 15.75, and it gave it kind of that squishy, pillow likeness. Whereas like these guys are soft, but they're not, they're not pillows. They're stuffed animals. So yeah. Okay, so Tammy asks, when you say triple strand, did you triple strand it, or did you mean if you use the regular Bernat, you would have to triple strand it? So I did. Okay, so if you use the regular Bernat, you'll have to triple strand it. So on this guy, this guy I bought, this is Bernat Blanket Extra, and this is regular Bernat. So, because I didn't want to buy 3 balls of yarn, for like 2.5 yards here, and I don't know, maybe 20 yards with the 2 of those, probably less. Anyway, so I bought this in Bernat Blanket Extra, the gray, and then I triple stranded regular Bernat yarn for the nose and the ears. So hopefully that kind of clears that up. Yep. Let's see. Cheryl says, my daughter-in-law is pregnant and due any day. That's so exciting. And she came home yesterday and asked her if she could, I asked her if she had met Sam, and she asked me who Sam is, and I showed her the koala, and she just fell in love with it. That's adorable. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Rachel says if the airbrush artist returned to campus, she'll get a hat made for me. Oh, that would be fantastic. The amigurumi guru. Thank you. That makes me very, very happy. All right. Uh, I think there was a question I was going to answer and then I forgot. Oh, someone asked how a pillow would go over in a nursing home. And then I got busy answering. I don't know. I think that's a very good question. But I mean, you would hope that you could. I mean, these pillows, the Bernat blanket yarn, you can wash it. I would absolutely put. I would absolutely make sure your stuffing was in something when you washed it. But I mean, the yarn is like hypoallergenic or something. Like it's good stuff. So I mean, hopefully you could take it into a nursing home and everything would be fine. I hope. Let's see, Dakota says, off topic, but how's your Heidi Bear pattern going? I'm starting on her hippo right now. So the Heidi Bear pattern, I did make the head shape, but I haven't like gotten the ears on. And I'm learning something, about why you should, well, this is a lesson I have to relearn like all the time. And that is that oftentimes people make their patterns a certain way for a reason. And so one of the things I did different on the Heidi Bears pattern was I made the flowers 3D and it looks really cool on the body, but on the head, it makes it look really kind of freaky because you've got like these 3D flowers like at the jawline and then like the eyes look sunken in because the flowers are like 3D around it. So I may have made a terrible mistake in deciding to go 3D. But we're gonna have to probably finish it out and just see. Like maybe once I might have to like add, I don't know, make some soft eyes and like sew them on and make them 3D to kind of pop out of the flower spot. We'll see. It could be very interesting. That's kind of where we are on that one. Good morning, good friends. Thank you for being here. Let's see, I'm gonna scroll up, see if I missed anything. Monica's saying I think that I will try and add a blanket bottom shaped like a body to turn it into a floor mat. That would work. That'd be pretty cool. Good morning, Charlene. She says she's new here. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. I think she said she's never crocheted an animal. They're really fun. I can't hardly crochet a square or a blanket to save my life, but I like circles or spirals or shapes. They work out much better for me. Let's see, scrolling down to see if I can catch up with what you guys are talking about. Oh, Deborah's saying the only problem we had taking stuff to the nursing home for my dad was it was always end up in someone else's room. That would stink. That would be hard. Let's see. Lots of birthdays. Happy birthday to everyone. And also like my little brother's birthday was February 5th. And I think all of my brothers-in-law, except for one, their birthdays are in February. February is a busy, happy month. It's a good thing, right? Charlene at the Crochet Corner asks really quick, a quick question. Why is the dark blue highlighted on the name that way? So that's because Cynthia and Kim's Crafty Corner are moderators here on the chat. And so like if a troll jumps in and is being inappropriate, they can go ahead and kick them out for me. That way I don't have to stop talking to you guys and reading the comments and I'm like keeping the show going of sorts. They can just go ahead and take care of them for me. So I appreciate that a lot. thankfully we haven't had too many trolls, but it has happened before where you have someone just saying inappropriate stuff. So that's that. So Sin's Crafting World asks, how much would you sell your koala for? That is a very good question. And honestly, okay, I'm assuming we're talking about this guy. Pricing is such a hard thing in the handmade community, and I feel like it's also a challenge. Yeah, I just think it's a hard thing, and sometimes I want to broach the subject, and sometimes I don't. I almost never sell my crocheted work because I would rather keep it than sell it for cheap. So if I am going to sell it, I'm going to sell it for like somewhere in the hundreds of dollars. Because that's, like if you think about the hours that go into something, if you think about the artisanal quality, like it's handmade, you're not going to get anything exactly like it ever. If you customize it any certain way. And so, there's just so much that goes into creating something by your hands. And so most people, when they see something like this, about this size, in their mind, they're like, all right, in Target, that would be $30 or something like that. But they understand that it's handmade and that you spent a lot of time on it, and that you had to buy the materials and whatnot. And so they're often very gracious, and they'll pay you like $60 for it, which is which is good. But at the same time, if you're like looking at your hourly wage and you're like, hourly rate or whatever, and how much you spent on something like this, I mean, most of my things this big take me like at least 10 hours to make. So then it's like, if it's 10 hours and I have a $10 hourly wage, then it's $100 plus cost of materials. So it's $130. Like, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, when they think handmade, they think cheap. They think I'm going to get that cheaper than what the store is going to get me, and it's just completely wrong. So that's my thought on pricing. There's a lot that goes into it, but I don't know. Let's just throw my stuff out there. All right, now I've talked for a while, so I'll go ahead and just see what you guys are saying. Going back to the nursing home, apparently we're seeing that a lot of things would go missing, which is too bad when you take cute things to a nursing home. Let's see. Jay Garcia says, it's a hard topic of discussion. Your time is worth way more than the materials purchased. I agree with that. Cynthia says, that's a good price, seller. I feel better now pricing my guys, although I really don't want to sell them. Yeah. Let's see. Susan says, my rule of thumb is that you need to make 100% profit. So if it costs 40, you charge at least 80. Okay. That sounds good. And Jackie says, handmade has a lot of love put into it. That's true. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And then Joe's Web says, not to mention all the time it took for you to gain the knowledge. Yeah. I mean, there is so much that goes into, doing something handmade. And I love, and I'm going to totally butcher it, but there's this story that I remember, of like a great artist sitting down maybe at a restaurant and like sketching something really quick, and the waiter asking like, could I have that? And the artist was said a pretty large amount. He's like, yeah, it'll cost this much. And the guy's like, but it took you 5 minutes. And he's like, no, it took me 50 years to be able to do this in 5 minutes. So there is, there's so much that goes into doing anything handmade. And so I kind of think until we have like a handmade revolution, which we kind of have with Etsy, but it has to be even, I don't know, the general public would have to be informed even more about the time, the effort, the cost of materials. Like cost of materials is pretty expensive. Like it used to be that you could, like when I was growing up, we would buy material to make skirts rather than buy skirts because it was cheaper. And nowadays, buying something already done is way cheaper than buying the material to make it. So, so like cost of materials has gone up a lot. And so it's rarely actually cheaper to buy, to buy the ingredients to make the thing. It's cheaper to just buy the thing. So anyway, lots and lots of things. Let's see. Rachel says, speaking of Etsy, why aren't you on Etsy? So I do have a pattern outlet on Etsy. I wasn't on there for a while, but I did start it back up. I don't know that all of my patterns are on there. I need to double check because it sometimes falls behind the wayside a little bit. So that is that. Yeah. And Jay Garcia goes on to say, like, mass production is cheaper made too. Absolutely true. Charmaine asks, do you have a big bunny pattern on your list to make? So I do have a rabbit pattern, which is, it's about this size. I mean, its feet are kind of like this, say like bottom of the body to top of the head. It's going to be about the same size as the koala. Already. So you can check that one out. But yeah. So anyway. Rachel says she likes the way I was holding the koala. It's like I'm giving him a shoulder massage. My 3-year-old has started every once in a while doing that. She'll come up behind me and she'll just kind of squeeze my shoulders. It's the cutest thing. I absolutely love it. Anyway, we have been on here for 47 minutes, almost 48. So it's probably time for me to, shut down and let you guys go. And I should probably go as well and, see what's going on with my family since I've let myself away in this room. But thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me today, for chit-chatting, for all of your koala love. It was fun. It's fun to kind of mess around with these things and, to make new stuff and just see how it goes. So this has been my week, and it's just been lots and lots of fun. Jane says, hey, Miss Hamburger Ruby Guru, are you planning on incorporating more pillows into your lineup? Since this was the first one I've ever made, there's a part of me that's thinking it could be fun, but I just haven't quite decided. I'm still mulling on it, so it might happen. But bye, good friends. You guys are so great, and I love and miss you guys. Thank you for hopping on, Sandy and Susan. Mwah, mwah. Bye, Rachel. Bye, Jackie. Bye, Cheryl. Thank you all for being here. We will chat again next week, and we will officially be announcing this pattern. It will be up. It will be great. And I don't know, we'll have a party. I don't know how you have a virtual party, but we'll try. Alrighty. Bye, everyone.